lovelies, it's another hop today, and this is a very exciting one. It only happens once a year. It's for Star Wars Day, which is so it's on May the 4th, because it sounds like May the 4th be with you. Anyway, so I'm also combining that with a series that was the brainchild of the lovely Crystal Barrett, who you may know as Pineapple Papers. And in May, every day she chooses a different person, one of her Instagram or YouTube subscribers, or the ones she subscribes to, I'm not really sure which, but she scrap lifts somebody different every day in May, so that's why she's called it May I Scraplift You. And so she's asked whether anyone would like to play along, and I think it sounds like lots of fun. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do a daily video, but I'll play along with this and combine it with everything else as often as I can. So it's only fitting that on the very first day that I do one, I scrap lift the lovely Crystal. So what am I going to be doing? This is the layout that I've picked off Crystal's Instagram, and this is based on this sketch because she was doing the Christie's Beautiful Life 30 days of sketches. I just think this style will look really awesome with the photo that I'm going to use, without all the girly bits. So I'm not going to look at the sketch so much because it's not a sketch thing, it's a scrap lift Crystal thing. So I'm going to look at this and, you know, the painty bits and the layers and all that kind of fun stuff. But my topic and theme couldn't be more different than hers, because obviously it's Star Wars Day. So hers is a gorgeous girly one, and I've got this photo. It's when Max was little. He's so cute there. He's maybe 8. So it's a Darth Vader minifig on the mirror of the car, and then Max's reflection in the window. So I love artsy sort of photos like that, but I also love a story. And so the story will be how, ever since he was tiny enough to have any kind of concept of it, he's always like the baddies. It always has to be the baddies, and so it's sort of going to be like that. And his favourite Star Wars character, at least at that time, was General Grievous. So I pre-prepared the background, which is an older crepe paper line, and I'm thinking that this strip that Crystal's put along the bottom, I might put along here. I'm not sure yet, but I think one reason why Max liked General Grievous is because he was like really hardcore, having 4 arms, and that meant he had 4 lightsabers. And so General Grievous's lightsabers are blue and green, so I'm going to mainly do blue and green. I will do some red as well, because Darth Vader has red, and it is Darth Vader. I don't think we have a General Grievous minifig, sadly. I also want to definitely use at least one of these embellished with flare badges, because what better project. So I'm going to have to sneak in a little bit of yellow. That's okay. I think it will work because this page has got some. That's not going to be covered up. So I've picked some papers, a red one, just for some of the mattes. This one caught my eye. I do have a few electric green ones, but the sort of bug silhouettes have that kind of boyish vibe to them, so I don't think they'll be out of place. And there's reflections of trees, and it was outside, so I'm just going to roll with that. And this Bella Boulevard one, it's completely different in style to this old school Carter Bella one. And these little robots and monsters and things, they're very subtle. And because he was so little there, I think it will work. Obviously I had to have this collection because look at the name. So I do save some of the branding strips and just use that as an embellish. But I did want to bring in yellow, and so what I wanted was one paper to tie in all the colours. And I think this one's going to be it. Yes, it has a bit of orange in it, but I think it will be alright. Now what I did was I didn't cut just the very end of this paper, because I definitely wanted the red, and if I'd started at the top and gone all the way down to the red and then got enough of this the blue here, I think it would have been too big. So I'll probably bring in the yellow as an embellishment, but really it's the green, the blue and the red that I want. Photo and a bunch of photo mats. Let's see. There's a few, but there's also like little tucky bits. Now I thought that even though I wanted the green and the blue to be emphasized, that I use the red as a matte, because given the sort of grey and black colors of the photo, that's going to make it really pop. So I will do that first. Okay, I need to write the date down because it's on the back of the photo and I will forget. That always happens. I glue the photo down and I have to pull it up to check the date. I'm thinking I want something a bit lighter. I had this crepe paper pad handy, And I'm thinking that maybe a layer of this, I think that's going to break up some of the really bright bold colours. So now, in order to stick this to the glossy thinner Wakely spray mist and the slight warpiness, so glue dots, and then that still leaves room for tucking if needs be. So I've got a whole bunch of random die cuts from a box of like boy ones that I use for Max. Some chipboard, and they're in all the different colours that I've used here. So anyway, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to cull, because obviously this is way too many. Now that I've got this on paper, I've sort of got an idea of where I want the embellies and all that kind of things. I know it looks like a big hot mess, but I promise there is order in the chaos. Now, firstly, there were a bunch of these little triangle die cuts. I think they were from a basic grey, either that or that crepe paper boy line, one or the other. So I just chain fed them through the sewing machine and made a little banner, because Crystal's got a banner here. So I inked them before I did that though, and then I'll just attach it somehow like this. The other thing is that in that crepe paper pad there was this black and white stripe, and if I stick it down over here, I actually don't mind that. It sort of is a nod to that black and white, and it needs to have a lot of black because, you know, we're talking about the dark side. So I could journal here because I was starting to worry about where to journal. We'll just make do with what we've got. I want to have the stripe, the darker stripe, to finish at the bottom. I think I will attach this now. I'm just going to put a glue dot on the first one and the last one, and then I'll see if I need to add any more. I might need two for that first one actually, because that thread, and I'm just going to leave that thread because I quite like the texture that it provides. I may just get some messy thread if I remember and put it around. Now where does it start? It starts around about the middle, which is about where I would have put it, under which I'll put it at the bottom. I think it is just about the right length to go just a little bit off the page here. Yeah, that's about right. I've kind of put the embellishments in colour groups. So there's the green, there's some neutrally ones, blue, red, and then some that I definitely want to include. Like I thought about putting in a number 8 because he's 8 there. This one is kind of massive. I don't know, but there is a smaller one, and this is, I definitely want to put this in because it's got that whole moon and Star Wars and all that kind of thing, and it's a nod to that black and white again. This one I really want to put in because I'm pretty sure It's a Trap is a line from Star Wars. So yeah, I might cut it down and that way it'll give me a bit more room to play with. Now where are these frames? I thought I could shove some of these frames in for dimension and texture. Of this mist, hopefully, because I think it looks really random all by itself, and I did end up cutting 2 lightsabers from that paper. I actually don't mind them too much. I might just put them, you know, like this or something, and then do my journaling and the title. So that's where I think I'm going to go next. Oh, and I want some thread too. Yeah, I'll just grab this off my sewing machine. I'll do that before I forget. Scrunch up some random messy thread. Not dry, but if I'm very careful I might be able to lay down the title. I'm going to put dark side in these larger stickers. They've got this lovely childlike font to them. That's from Chamel's field trip, I can't remember. And then I'll just kind of wedge the journaling in between. About it, I probably would have gone into the journaling and explained maybe why he liked General Grievous and why it was, for me, almost shocking that, you know, this little guy likes this sort of almost gruesome character. But anyway, so let's see. It definitely is sort of took on a life of its own, as it frequently does, and it has a lot more colour than I expected it to have. But I definitely want to bring in some of these. I think that these puffies will reinforce the paint, the green and the blue, definitely here. I wonder if I use a different green. Well, thank you so much for watching, and please go and check out the other girls who are doing the Star Wars May the 4th Be With You YouTube and Instagram hop, and also the girls who are playing along with Crystal in her May I Scraplift You, and definitely check out Crystal, of course. So I'll take some still photos, attach them to the end of the video, and if I get around to doing a blog post I'll edit the description and do that too. So thanks again, hope you come back soon. Bye!